Alrighty guys, welcome back to another one. This one, we're going to be loading up a 1 ounce low pressure load in 16 gauge, 2.5 inch. This load has no plastic in it whatsoever. It's actually just using a nitro card, waxed hard card, a 2.5 inch shell, 1 ounce of whatever size lead shot you want, and the powder we're using today is long shot. Now this load is only running about 7,000 psi and it's 1200 fps. So nice low pressure load, 2.5 inch, great for older 16s that don't have a full 2 3/4 inch chamber. 2 and 9/16 inch or 2 5/8 inch would also be fine here. Both of those are longer than 2.5. Now the 2.5 inch shell, I got these from Ballistic Products about 2.5 years ago. They are out of stock right now, but luckily Gary Caskey makes a tool that actually trims down hulls. I actually have his 10 gauge tool right here. It's very simple. It has a Phillips head screw. You just loosen it or tighten it to control your trim length. Very simple tool. I won't be using his tools today though because I already have 2.5 inch hulls ready to go. But if you guys need one, facebook.com/gary.d.caskey, Caskey. He makes hull trimmers, wad slitters, all kinds of really cool stuff. You guys go check him out if you need any of his tools. I'm actually doing this load today because a few of you guys have asked over the last few months if we could come up with some low pressure 16 gauge loads. That's what I'm doing here. You guys have said you have older guns, like I said earlier, with short chambers and you need something low pressure and you don't want to buy factory ammo. RST makes 2.5 inch 16 low pressure loads, but they are very expensive. It is great ammo though. If you guys don't want to reload this, well, go check out RST. They make some really good, nice low pressure 16 gauge ammo. They also make ammo for all gauges, 10 through 410, even 24 and 32. RST is a great company. Alrighty guys, how about we move on with it? I have a brand new primed 16 gauge Shadite 2.5 inch hull. We need 20 grains of long shot here. You could also use 18 grains of green dot to get roughly the same performance and pressure. Okay, we have our 20 grains. Now, guys, this load is extremely simple. It's basically an old school load here. We have a 70 thou nitro card. I also got these from Ballistic Products. That goes right over top of your powder. Give it a seat. Long shot powder doesn't really compress, so all you need to really do is set it on there. Now we have a 1/2 inch waxed hard card. Seat that right on top the nitro card. Here's how that looks. You can see the waxed hard card in there. Looks pretty cool. Now we need 2 more 70 thou nitro cards, or just use a 1/4 inch nitro card. Seat those right over top the waxed hard card. And I have in here 1 ounce of homemade number 6 shot I got from Joseph a few months back. So highly appreciative of that. This stuff is actually pretty cool. But 1 ounce of lead shot. You can use any size you want. And that's what that looks like in there. Again guys, no plastic. Whatever you want, 6 or 8 point crimp. Now I do have this Leload all trimmed, the final crimp tube, 1/4 inch trimmed off it to be able to crimp 2.5 inch. That's the only modification this press has. Yeah guys, not bad at all. Pretty decent crimp on it. Looks good to me. So what if you wanted buckshot? Well, let's do it again. Another 20 grains of long shot. We have our 20 grains right there. Always double check it. Yep, we have 20 grains. 70 thou nitro card. Make sure that's seated right. Now we need a 1/2 inch waxed hard card. Seat that too. 1 more 70 thou nitro card. This one shouldn't need 2 because buckshot takes up more room than birdshot does. And again guys, this load is really simple. We have 9 pellets of my hard cast 31 cal single aught buck. Drop that right in there. They stack by 3s and pretty much ready to crimp. I'm not putting any buffer in this because, well, once again, this is a plastic free load. Go ahead and crimp it. A little bit more. There we go. Oh yeah. Another great looking shell, guys. 9 pellets at 31 cal. That is certainly no slouch. We are not bulged out anywhere. You can see the pellets through the plastic. But yeah, great looking shell. The total lead payload weight on this one is actually 0.95, so just shy of 1 ounce. But this one is exactly 1 ounce of number 6 shot, homemade even. If you're curious as to why I put the nitro cards over the wax hard card, well, that's just to prevent the pellets from potentially embedding into those. That's it. That's the only reason. Besides bringing up stack height, but, you know. I only wish I had an old double barrel to put these in, but you know what? The single shots will do just fine. The TriStar does cycle 1 ounce loads at 1250 or 1200 FPS. It will not cycle 7/8 ounce loads though, period, unless it's really high velocity. The 1148, the Remington, it'll eat anything you put in it. It doesn't care what it is or how much the payload weight is or whatever. It'll eat it. It's long recoil action. But someday we'll get a double barrel. Josh really wants one, I really want one, so I'm sure it'll happen someday. 16 gauge is my favorite, and I've said this before, but they ain't always got to be magnum loads. Sometimes low pressure is fine too. To be honest, I just like reloading, or hand loading in this case. Doesn't matter what it is. It's therapy for me, satisfying, relaxing. But anyway, guys, I think we'll end this one here. Please like and subscribe. We always appreciate that. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below, and we'll get back to you. And if you want to, go check out our Patreon. It's as low as $1 a month, and you guys get early access to content. A link to that, as well as a link to our Instagram and Rumble accounts, will be in the description below. But other than that, you guys take it easy, and we'll see you in the next one.